out, and now making their 20th consecutive NCAA appearance. 18 years for Tom Hilbert, the head coach, and he's never missed the tournament since he took over at Colorado State. 18 seasons, the winningest coach in CSU athletics history, not just volleyball, anywhere. And Tom Hilbert with his 460 wins with the Rams, 634 overall. He's a living legend in the game. That's the head coach for the Rams, Tom Hilbert. And on the other side of the court, Jesse Mahoney, we talked about him, third season at DU. Jesse went to high school in Boulder, at Boulder High, was a setter for the club team at CU in Boulder, and then the club coach for the men's team, coached with Front Range Volleyball Club, a Colorado guy, coached at Colorado State, now leading the Pioneers into their first ever NCAA tournament match. As expected, a large crowd on hand, and also expected if the Rams advance, that crowd will even grow a little more tomorrow. Colorado has already advanced to round two. The Buffaloes beat Northern Colorado 3-1 in sets, winning the first two. The Bears then took the third set 26-24, and then the Buffaloes won big 25-15 in set four to advance to round two. Congratulations to Colorado, their second consecutive year making it past round one and into round two. Who's going to join them tomorrow? Denver or Colorado State? The Pioneers have the serve. Piyusha Boteyu serves first for the Pioneers. And that ball bounces out of bounds, was touched by DU. Wasn't sure at first if that got over the top. It does, and the Rams have a point. For Colorado State, Adriana Colbert starts the serving duties. Outside it goes. Tough shot for Jasmine Hanna. And here getting it down, DU will even the score at one apiece.
That's a good shot right there. She just found the end line, was able to put the ball down. As we said earlier, they're kind of probably trying to feel out this new setter here. Tempo can be a little bit different when you're receiving the ball from somebody else.
Moni Corujedo, the sophomore from El Paso, Texas, scored the kill, and now into the net goes the serve from Cassidy Rook, freshman from Rancho Santa Fe, California. Service error gives the Rams a 2-1 lead.
We saw that a little bit in the first match, too. That could be some nerves coming into a big match like this with a big crowd in front of you.
The Denver Pioneers have 4 consecutive sweeps. They swept their way through the Summit League tournament and then swept Northern Colorado in a tune-up match that the two teams had scheduled. So they've swept 4 consecutive matches. They're feeling good, confident, but they are missing their setter, is our understanding tonight. We're unlikely to see Bailey Karst in this match. Rams with the point will send Caitlin Bestien to the service line. Caitlin out of Fort Collins, local player, played at Rocky Mountain High School and a phenomenal server. And here she's going to cause some havoc for the Pioneers, and the Rams go up 4-1.
Yeah, she's starting off right where she's used to be, and that's tough serving. Set Kelsey Schneider up for a nice block right there.
Caitlin Bestien tied for first in the Mountain West Conference with 24 aces, and she is making it tough on the Pioneers. They'll free ball over to the Rams. Swing from Kelsey Snyder is dug up by the Pioneers. And now DU will get the kill. Nola Basie out of Lyons, Colorado. Last year's Summit League Freshman of the Year, now a sophomore. Basie on the kill.
And she's a very good player for DU. You'll expect to see the ball to go to her quite a bit tonight.
Libero Kate Acker from Waukesha, Wisconsin served. Flying in and coming in hot off the right arm of Marley Reynolds, the redshirt senior from Dalhart, Texas, with authority.
It's a good swing by Reynolds. She got up, got after it. She's also a first-team all-conference player for the Rams this year.
And continuing that Colorado theme, Kelsey Snyder out of Westminster, Colorado, went to Pomona High School. She serves. She's number 7, and her counterpart in 7 is effective Nola Basie with a couple of good attacks for the Pioneers, has her team within a couple of points.
Early on, I like the way that Nola's swinging at the ball. She's swinging nice and high, attacking well. She's got 2 kills to start off.
Monique Domi checked in. She's serving, and Kayla Principato also checked in for Denver. There's a quick set in the middle and put down nicely by Alexandra Paletto, a true freshman from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Paletto, you see her finishing that. Had an early injury this season, missed about a month, but she started the last 3 matches. She is a key contributor, a young contributor for the Rams, and now up at the net, Marley Reynolds cleans up the pass for a point, Rams.
And that right there, you're seeing that setter that has not played much this year. She came in, set that ball over the net.
Rams phenomenal setter, Deidre Foss served it. Hanging for a tough set. DU keeps it in play, but the Rams have a chance to end it. They won't with Adriana Colbert swinging. Now Reynolds, Foss, back to Reynolds, and missed it long, and no touch is indicated. Attack error leads to a Pioneers point. Denver's going to check back in Moni Corujedo. Here is Nola Basie, sophomore. Team high 3.5 kills per set, and she's going to serve long. Basie sent it out of bounds. DU gives up the free point. Rams doubling up on the Pioneers 8-4.
And 2 of those points have come off of service errors from DU. They're going to have to serve tough, but they need to make CSU earn some points here.
Sophomore Cassidy Denny, you see the number 2 entering to serve. Corujedo hit it from the left side. Rams knock it wide. Out of bounds it goes on the attack try for the Rams. They'll yield the point to the Pioneers. Paletto missed on that middle set. And that brings us to Sarah Schmidt in the Pioneers serving rotation. Foss sets up Colbert. Pioneers give themselves a chance. And finishing off the point, Moni Corujedo.
Early on in this set, it looks like DU is doing a pretty good job of getting their blockers, getting touches on balls that CSU is attacking.
8-6 the score now. Corujedo with a couple of kills. Basie with a couple of kills for the Pioneers. Jasmine Hanna sails in. Good block for the Pioneers. Hanna's going to try again over the top of the block. Now she gets it back. And after 3 times, Jasmine Hanna pounding away on the left side for a Rams point.
That's right. 3rd time's a charm right there. She just stayed persistent and finally got the kill.
Jasmine Hanna's first kill of the match. Marley Reynolds has 3 kills on 4 attacks to lead the Rams so far. Floating and waiting for that one. Good patience by Kayla Principato, the lefty kills.
That was a good swing by her on the right side. She looked like she was just a hair early, but she was able to hang in there and still get the kill.
Principato will sub out after she tallied the point with her first kill, 9-7. Pioneers, they'd love to do that, get to point 15 of set 1 in a tight set and let themselves settle in here in Moby Arena. Now the Rams will go back up by 3 on a clean attack by the offense.
Yeah, that was nice by Kelsey Schneider. She was up, ready to go, and put that ball down.
10-7, the scoreboard says. Adriana Colbert, the Swiss Army knife of volleyball, recruited as a setter and a 6-rotation player, now as an outside for the Rams. And there is the block for Colorado State, knocking down the Pioneers' attack. Rams this season holding their opponents to 137 hitting. That's number 3 in the NCAA, 3rd best defense against opponent hitting, just 137 for opponents. The DU's got their work cut out and just suffered a block. They're going to suffer another. And it's really the floor defense for Colorado State that Coach Tom Hilbert has talked about being as good as it's ever been here, but the block is enough to complement that floor defense.
Yeah, those 2 things go hand in hand. It's great floor defense that they play. Their libero is incredible, but it's all set up by the block. If they do their job correctly, then you can play defense behind that.
That incredible libero, Jamie Kalezi, just went to the floor, but a strong swing from DU. Really nothing she could do on that. That ball was well placed with big velocity for the Pioneers. There you see again Moni Corujedo starting off strong here. She's been one of a couple who've really looked good, like they're unfazed by this 9th-ranked Rams team who swept them earlier this year, just going at it. at the net, and the setter gets a chance to have some fun. Deidre Foss, the redshirt senior from McKenna, Washington, the reigning Mountain West Conference Player of the Year, just recently named the Player of the Year in the conference. Congratulations to Deidre. She kills a point for the Rams, up by 5.
What a fantastic play by her. Anytime a setter gets to attack a ball like that, they get kind of excited.
6th consecutive Conference Player of the Year for the Rams, by the way. Foss, the most recent of a half dozen in a row over the last 6 years. Net contact by Colorado State, and Denver grabs a point to get back within 4. We're nearing that 15-point mark. If no team calls a timeout before 15th point, the first team to a 15th point, then it's an automatic timeout on the floor. Pioneers would like to get a couple more on the board and tighten things up just a little more, and they're going to get one here on a service ace, driving it into Caitlin Bestian, who couldn't handle the hot serve by Kate Acker.
That was a nice float serve right there, one of the toughest serves, I think, to pass in the game.
Acker's going to change out the volleyball from one of the ball kids, get a new sphere to send over, trying again to the same spot. Handled here for the Rams. And in comes Marley Reynolds, who knew it. She was in the net, carried through her attack a little too far, and net violation. The Pioneers getting those points they wanted to get tightened before the 15th point.
Yep, it's going their way right now, these last couple of points. That set was a little tight, hard for Marley to control herself on that ball.
Second attack error, we believe, for the Rams, maybe the third actually, and DU not listed for any yet on the stats chart. This dig try is going to sail out of bounds. Rams stabilize with their 14th point. They're up by 3 as they'll make a libero rotation there, so not a substitution, but coming back on Paletto. DU to receive the serve here from Kelsey Snyder. Good serve for Snyder, puts the Pioneers in trouble. Foss sent it out to Reynolds, but the Pioneers eat it up. And now the ball's going to get down. Denver working up front. Sarah Schmid enough to get it to the Rams logo on the floor.
Right now, DU just seems very steady. They're taking care of their business, not making too many mistakes. They're waiting and letting Colorado State make mistakes right now.
First kill for Sarah. Her dad was a track athlete at CSU, playing at DU, Sarah, but her dad, Joe, back in the day, a Rams track athlete. Foss, surprise, but to the floor. Nice work by libero Kate Acker. This time Foss will set middle, and Paletto is rejected. How about the Pioneers getting big at the net on the much taller, the 6'3" freshman Paletto?
Yeah, she wasn't fooled by that at all. She was standing there ready to go, and she got the nice block.
There's Schmid right in the middle of it again, just talking about her. On cue, 14-13. Pioneers have done what they were hoping for. They're going to get to the middle point of this first set at no worse than a 2-point margin, a 2-point deficit if they don't get this, but yeah, they don't get it. Great dig.
Nice dig.
Khaleesi in the back for the Rams. Foss gets a misplayed ball from the Pioneers, but DU sticks with it. And coming back at her into the net went Kayla Principato. Ball sails back at her, and the Rams are the first to 15. Colorado State 15. Denver 13, and a timeout on the floor. Good look at the action. Nice work by our CSU Athletics video crew, getting you the replays queued up. A little love for number 15 going out. That'd be Marley Reynolds, who wears 15 for Colorado State. And Marley's she's not lacking love at all. She's engaged to former Rams football center and current New York Giant Weston Richburg. So there's some love in the bleachers. She's got some love from her old Rams co-student here on campus, co-student athlete, and now a New York Giants performer, Weston Richburg, a fantastic football player here at Colorado State. Marley Reynolds, redshirt senior, finishing up her career with the Rams. There's a Deidre Foss sign floating around out in the crowd there tonight. Deidre Foss, another redshirt senior. The seniors for the Rams, including Kelsey Snyder, all 3 of them redshirted. So the debate goes back and forth. We've seen some great freshmen on the floor. Earlier tonight we saw Colorado playing a lot of really strong freshmen. They get their win tonight earlier. What's your perspective on the redshirt? Is it just really dependent on the player, or do you see that programs either tend to do it or not do it?
Well, I think in the case of CSU, they've got some depth in a lot of these positions, and I think that allowed them to redshirt these gals. anytime you can get a 5th year, that's just another year to practice, another year to learn, be a part of the system, understand what your coaches want, so it can be a real positive for you. Volleyball teams are a little bit smaller, so sometimes you don't always have the ability to do that when you're trying to build your program, things like that. A lot of times you have to play your players at a younger age, but I think it just speaks to a little bit of the depth that CSU has, the program they've built over the years, but also how well these players are coming in.
Deidre Foss, one of those redshirt seniors, serving out of the timeout. Rams up by 2, and now Rams up by 1 on the kill by Sarah Schmid. Talking about the Rams program, you were listening to that redshirt discussion from Lindsay Blavitz, formerly Lindsay Kerr, who played her college ball here at Colorado State. I'm Thad Anderson. Glad you're with us for this round 1 volleyball match, NCAA tournament, featuring Denver and Colorado State. Kuruhedu this time will not get through the Rams block, as Paletto was up and flanked by Colbert for the Rams.
That was a nice block there. You saw them set Bree Colbert on that swing before, and they really need to get her going. I think she's going to be a key to this match for CSU.
Here again is Cassidy Denny subbing in to serve. How about that from the sophomore setter Monique Domi, who is in tonight because Bailey Karst, their senior setter, working with an elbow injury, and a nice decision by Domi. Surprise, the dump right into the middle of the Rams, the void of the Rams defense. 16-15, Pioneers run with the Rams in set 1. Hannah is blocked up and into play for the Pioneers. And that ball's going to find the cross back corner. Placement test is passed by Principato.
That's a tough ball to defend right there in the corner. She does a nice job of placing it there. CSU is going to need to get after it a little bit here on defense.
The junior from Highlands Ranch and Regis Jesuit, Sarah Schmid. Middle block, eaten alive. Adriana Colbert hit it, and DU stopped it. And the Pioneers take a 1-point lead, 17-16. Float serve, didn't get that last bite it needed, sails out of bounds and ties us back at 17 on the service error.
Yeah, and that showed good discipline by Colorado State. Both their players were there, followed it all the way, knew that ball was going out.
Now it's Jamie Kalezi, the junior from Windsor, Colorado, Windsor High School. Honorable mention All Mountain West this year, her first honor by the conference. Congratulations to Jamie on another solid season for the Rams. Here, though, her serve will be handled and played back for a point by Denver.
So far, I'm impressed with how DU setters are handling themselves, distributing the ball, moving it around to different players, and they're being pretty successful.
Erica Denny in the middle now for the Pioneers. Tough serve. Kalezi had to go to the floor. Cassidy Denny will get it over, but the Pioneers disrupt the Rams, and Kuruhedu can't finish it. Rams could dodge a bullet here. They do with Jasmine Hanna. That point, that entire sequence was out of system for the Rams until Hanna got her hands on it and salvaged the point.
And what a swing by her. She really hit an angle shot there that's tough to play. Nice job of cutting inside the block.
Evened up at 18. Middle, big swing, but it's rejected for Denver. Ruth Okoye from Eagle Crest High School in Aurora had a great approach, but the Rams get big at the net, and that's part of why the Rams are 29-2. And part of that's with their setter, Foss, being such a force at the net. Big block there. That pass got tight, and DU in some trouble. Now down 20-18 as the Rams pick up the point, and Jesse Mahoney, smart timeout here. The coach for the Pioneers stops it at 20-18. 10 times the Pioneers have played here at Moby Arena. Not only are they 0 for 10, they've never won a set at Moby Arena. They've got a great chance to win set 1 here. They're down 20-18. So Jesse Mahoney going to do whatever he can to try to get that first ever set win on the floor for DU at Moby.
Yeah, they've come out playing really well. They seem disciplined. They're doing some good things. CSU seems a little tight right now. I think that they're still figuring themselves out, figuring out the tournament. But, you know, this has been a good first set. It'll be interesting to see how both teams come out of this timeout.
In this first set, Colorado State hitting 188. 11 kills and 5 errors on 32 attacks. And Denver out hitting the Rams right now with 12 kills, 5 errors, 28 attacks for a 250 mark. So 250 hitting for Denver and just 188 for the Rams. But Colorado State able to use their block, still leading 20-18. Rams have 5 blocks in the set.
Yeah, I think that the blocking is the difference right now, especially with how well BU's attacking the ball.
Rams 22nd nationally at 2.75 blocks per set. And so 22nd nationally, that's a pretty good spot with your block. And still, and it comes right from their head coach, Tom Hilbert, it's their floor defense that he has been so thrilled with this year, led by Jamie Kalesi, the libero.
Yeah, you just watch their floor defense. They move around well. You can tell they're disciplined. They know where they want to be, and they make plays. And that's tough to play against when you are attacking balls. Preparing
to get back to action. Our R2, the down official, is over checking something at the score table. And the Rams await a chance to serve, up 20-18, a +2 on the scoreboard, Colorado State. Serve coming from Adriana Colbert out of Delton, Michigan. Won't be able to dig that one up, Colbert, as Denver gets a nice approach off of the Rams serve and cleanly finishes the point.
Good high swing by DU out of the middle. She hits the corner again. That's been golden so far for them.
Ruth Okoye, the sophomore, checked in partway through this set and has done some good things. Tough dig try. Got a hand on it, did Piyusha Boteyu, but that ball never recovered by the DU defense.
Yeah, and that was Kelsey Schneider running the slide there. She got a good angle on the ball. It's the first time I've seen him run it so far this set. I think they need to continue to move it around a little bit like that.
A good server to have at the line, Caitlin Bestien. Pioneers will play her serve, and they'll get a good swing from Nola Basie.
She just seems fearless, man. She goes up there and swings the balls, and I like the way she plays.
Yeah, she's got some tude.
Yeah.
But not in a bad way. I mean, she's got a good tude, but some confident tude. Foss sends it across. Big blast and a net contact by Denver. So with Marley Reynolds flying in, the ponytail whipping, the arm snapping, and DU trying to defend her, they hit net.
She was flying in there on that ball. That was a nice attack by Marley.
Deep serve from Kelsey Snyder. Pass is tight, but salvage working the net. Piyusha Boteyu, freshman who's doing some setting tonight. Good work just to keep that thing in play.
Yeah, you saw that ball so tight that the CSU blockers went up with the setter there, and then your hitter was one-on-none or one-on-one maybe, but nice job by their setter.
Monique Domi, the other setter who just rotated in, served it, and the dump works for the Rams. Deidre Foss. Man, if you, there are a lot of great players across the country, but if you're picking like pickup teams and you want somebody who can just lead you everywhere, Deidre Foss might be one of the first people picked. His point's going to go to Colorado State on a double contact by Denver. Timeouts taken by Jesse Mahoney as the Rams reach set point in set number 1. Rams 24 and Pioneers 21.
It's been a good set so far. Both teams seem like they're playing good, solid volleyball. It's been nice to see. Right now, I think the difference is CSU's been a little bit more aggressive. They've blocked a little bit better. Made a few less errors right now, and that's maybe the 3-point difference. It's pretty close. Since
I last reported on the hitting percentages in the first set, both teams have actually elevated their hitting percentage. The Rams now up to 257. They were down in the 180s when I checked that last time. And for Denver, they're at 323 in the first set, hitting 323. That's a number, more often than not, you're going to win sets with that. They're down 24-21. Like you said, it's the Rams block. 5 blocks for the Rams here compared to 2 blocks for DU. And 3 service errors for the Pioneers, the other key there. They gave away 3 points. And you said it, they're going to have to serve tough. And if you get an error here or there, that's just part of the beast. But those 3 are big right now as they're down 3.
Right, yeah. You know, serving is a funny thing. No risk, no reward. So you got to go after it sometimes, and you've got to get other teams out of system. But then sometimes you look at the score and you think, man, if we could add those 3 back, we'd be right there.
University of Denver battling for their first ever set win at Moby Arena. They were in good shape, tied with the Rams deep into the teens. But now Colorado State, veteran and poised and loaded with talent. They have done what they do late in sets, edging out now to a set point up 24-21. Foss, strong serve, hits the tape. Tough ball for the Pioneers. They're going to manage to get it back over. Set terminated for the Rams by Adriana Colbert.
That was a smart set right there by Deidre Foss. She knew that they were off balance, set the right side of the court, and they didn't have blockers ready for her.
Colorado State has now won the first set in 24 consecutive matches. And this season, with their 29-2 record, they are 28-1 when winning the first set. So the Rams just won their 24th consecutive set one. And it wasn't easy, though. You said it, Lindsay. There is zero chance, even like a younger player, maybe the coach knows we can't take anything for granted, but even maybe a young player who's not going to get a lot of time tonight for the Rams, who might be on the end of the bench going, yeah, we got these guys. There's nobody down there right now assuming that this thing is going to be easy.
Right. And I think sometimes it's good when the first set is a battle like that, because it is maybe a wake-up call of, hey, we've got to play point for point every single set here. Sometimes when you come out in that first set, you feel like we crush a team, then maybe you let down a little. So I think that maybe that was not so bad for CSU to have to battle that entire set. Now they're going to keep that same philosophy, momentum, competitiveness throughout the entire match.
In that first set for Denver, they wound up hitting 312, a fine number. They had 0 unforced errors with their attack, did the Pioneers. I mentioned earlier that Colorado State is 3rd in the NCAA, number 3 in the nation, holding opponents to a 137 attack percentage. So one thing the Pioneers aren't saying this, but one thing you have to say is DU, and I mean this in a good way for how well they played in set one, they're not going to play a whole lot better than they did, and they still came up 4 points shy, 25-21.
Well, no unforced errors is pretty incredible. That's making another team beat you, which is a great way to play volleyball. So if they can continue up with that, then these next sets are going to continue to play out like the first one did.
Well, what's at stake tonight is a ticket into round 2 of the NCAA tournament. Colorado State hosting this sub-regional rounds 1 and 2. So the winner of this match will advance to tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 6:30 Eastern, 4:30 Mountain. Either the Rams or the Pioneers will take on the Colorado Buffaloes from the Pac-12, who defeated Northern Colorado tonight 3-1 in sets. And the Buffaloes safely into round 2. So they are 1 win away from moving on to the Sweet 16. And the teams on the court right now are going to have to grind out a match tonight to get a chance to punch their ticket. Like we talked about before, at least it's guaranteed that a team from Colorado will be in the final 16 teams in the tournament this year. And Colorado is sitting in good position. Coming from the Pac-12, they're going to be tough for whoever plays them tomorrow night. They've got a lot of talent, and they have been battle-tested night in, night out in that Pac-12.
They are. They're a very good team. And not to put the cart before the horse, because this thing's long from over, but that would be an enticing matchup, I think, for CSU. They don't get to play them during the regular season. They haven't the last couple of years, and we know that rivalry between CSU and CU. If I'm a player, man, I'm wanting that matchup.
Denver Pioneers showed well in the first set, losing 25-21, but again battling deep into the teens, even with Colorado State. And so Denver hoping to, for the homestanding fans, kind of spoil the party. Good crowd on hand tonight. DU would love to say, come and watch us play Colorado tomorrow, and they will set up for set number 2. They're going to receive serve from the Rams' Jamie Kalezi. Jamie on pace as a libero to finish second all-time at CSU in digs. And she's going to get a point on the board right away off of her serve.
Great serve, great way to start for the Rams.
Jamie Kalezi currently 8th all-time on the career serve percentage list at 922, a 922 serve efficiency number. And my partner tonight, Lindsay, formerly Kerr, now Blavitz, is number 2 all-time at CSU with a 954 serve efficiency. You want to hit a couple tonight?
That'd be fun to get out there and go again.
You're doing important work now, teaching high school students and raising your young daughter, Blakely. So we think you're in a good spot.
Oh, yeah. So that's been fun. It's interesting how life changes sometimes, and for the good.
Rams jump to a 2-0 lead, and they get to keep Khaleesi at the serve line. There's the most recent point for the Rams going to work at the net. Khaleesi moving the ball around. Hanging for a tip is Okoye. And missing is Jasmine Hanna. Fans don't like it. They're petitioning for a redress of grievances. They thought there was a touch or a line touch on the floor, but nothing happening there. Denver point. They're going to make a sub, the Pioneers.
That was a good swing, and you can see her going up here on the outside. She swings, has a great ball, just misses.
Cassidy Rook checks in. Freshman with the last name Rook. She's probably had to put up with some stuff this year. Looking forward to not being a rookie anymore on the Pioneers team. She served it. Seen some good court time in her freshman year. Middle, strong. Kelsey Snyder.
You can tell that these two have played together for a long time. That was perfect. Nice set, nice hit.
Kelsey Snyder, all Mountain West this season. Second time she's been honored. And a fellow honoree, Adriana Colbert, also all Mountain West. Her second honor this year. She aces.
Florida State's been tough behind the service line to start off this second set.
Colbert enjoys playing Denver in 2 career matchups against the Pioneers. She's hung up double-doubles each time and hit 500 combined. So Adriana has fared well against the Pioneers in a couple of matchups she's participated in the middle. Getting just enough of it sweeping through is Kelsey Snyder by finishing off that Foss set. Good athleticism, kind of threw off the timing for the Pioneers. That's what the Rams can do. They're versatile in how they handle Foss's sets. Foss again is going to go middle back this time. And Colbert's going to pound it off the defense of the Pioneers. And the Rams in set 2 are doing more of what they want to do, and they're going to get an early timeout called by Jesse Mahoney and the Pioneers with the scoreboard at Rams 6, Pioneers 1.
And that was a nice play by Dree out of the back row, getting a good swing on that ball. We saw that a lot in our last match, and we haven't seen it as much so far in this one, but it'd be good to get her going in front row and back row.
Those all Mountain West Conference honorees, Adriana Colbert, a junior, and Kelsey Snyder, one of the redshirt seniors, one of 3 seniors. She's an honoree. All Mountain West and Mountain West Conference Player of the Year is Deidre Foss, and Marley Reynolds, the senior in that 3 senior mix. She's all Mountain West Conference. Marley's first honor by the conference. So kind of wherever you look in 2014, stat category, award, honor, wins, whatever it is, the Rams, another fantastic campaign, looking for their 30th win here tonight.
Yeah, that's huge. And you talk about all these all-conference players, so when you're facing an opponent like that, you've got 4 or 5 of them sometimes out on the floor at the same time. It's like, where do you go? They're everywhere. So it's a tough thing to play against, and obviously well-deserved by all of these kids.
The Rams lead the Mountain West and are 13th nationally in kills per set, but they don't have a single player, an individual, in the top 150 in kills per set. So their team overall ranks 13th nationally, and nobody individually in the top 150. Another salute to balance.
Absolutely. Salute to the setter. It's tough to defend when you spread it out like that. That's a good job.
Adriana Colbert out of the timeout. Carries on with the serve. And Pioneers doing some good things there. Ruth Okoye coming in hot, blasting it through the Rams. After hitting 312 in that first set, the Pioneers now getting a service ace, free point on a well-placed ball coming from Kate Acker, the libero, serving. So it's 312 in the first set. Here's a look at that ace. Right now, the Pioneers have cooled way down to a 125 mark here in set 2.
And it showed on the scoreboard, but they're starting to come back right here. That's a good swing off top of the block right there. That's what CSU needs to do.
Kelsey Snyder working it off the Denver block. Caitlin Bestien back to the serve line. Talking about that block, you know, getting the big block to the floor, the roof, the point, that's all fun. But so many times it's actually just getting a decent touch to put the ball up in play for your transition game.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a decent touch for the Pioneers. They couldn't get the transition, but they fought it back over. Now Foss just finds a complete void in the Pioneers defense. There's the Mountain West Conference Player of the Year doing what she does.
Yeah, she's got a good feel for the court. You can tell that right there. Going back to that block, you can be doing your job perfectly and not touch the ball. You're funneling its defense, getting touches, different things like that really help.
Tight serve, clips the tape, but the Pioneers unfazed by that. The top of the tape at 7 feet 4 inches. That serve came over at 7 feet 4 and an 1/8 inch.
Sometimes it helps to use the equipment a little bit.
But credit to Denver. They just played that as if nothing even happened. Now a rough pass coming, but a chance to work from the middle off of her pass for Colbert. Pioneers get it back and sail it long, and there's no touch called. Coach Mahoney was working for it.
Yeah, he was hoping they'd call that touch there. That's a good swing. You want your kids to swing high like that. That's an error that you'll live with.
Again, deep serve. If they move those bleachers back more, she'd just keep going. Kelsey Snyder about to leave the gym. Pounding it through the Rams block. Solid swing by Nola Basie.
Yep, they went right back to her. She got a nice swing and puts it down right through the middle of the block.
There's Basie finishing. 4 kills in the match now for Basie on 13 tries, hitting .231. Slide swing, well done by the 6'3" freshman Alexandra Paletto.
Yeah, that was a nice swing by her. Deidre Foss did a nice job of getting her one-on-one, so she had a lot of options.
Now Deidre Foss serving. Shot at All-American honors this year for Deidre, the AVCA National Player of the Week on November 25th. And her team's going to score on her serve. Rams 11-5 off the point.
CSU seems to be on a pretty good run right now. DU is going to have to stop some point runs if they think they're going to get back into this set.
Foss serving, a black belt in karate, chops through the serve. Kuruhedo is played by the Rams. Marley Reynolds, favor returned by the defense of the Pioneers, but they're going to go into the net. Kuruhedo is low on that swing.
I can't remember exactly, but there, at least that unforced error stat of 0 has now gone away on that swing.
Moni's going to hit this, and Rams did get a piece of that, so the Pioneers can play it. And to the back corner it goes, finished off by Cassie Baird, a freshman from Indianapolis.
And coaches will always tell you those corners are golden, so if you need to bail out or even take a good swing at a ball, those are great zones to attack.
Pioneers serve coming from Sarah Schmid. Strong block. And in the middle of that block, Erica Denny, a redshirt senior from Aurora and Grandview High School, played her undergrad years at Penn State, has a degree, graduated from Penn State in animal sciences, now taking grad classes at DU and contributing with experience and poise. A good factor on the floor in a grad student role, Denny. She watched that serve sail right by her into the net for an error by the Pioneers.
Yeah, talk about playing in a program that has some tradition, knows what the NCAA tournament is all about. That's got to give her a little hand up in the experience column when it comes to this match.
Tough serve coming in low. Kate Acker went to the floor, and Pioneers never were able to recover. Great serve for the Rams. That set them up for the point. It was Cassidy Denny.
Yeah, they were out of system from the get-go on that point. CSU needs to keep serving tough.
Adjustment by Kuruhedo tipped it over and gave the Rams a chance to get it to Colbert. More traditional try, and finishing that, Kuruhedo is good on the kill. Came in with a team-high 408 kills. They've given her the ball quite a bit tonight. Moni's getting a lot of swings.
Yeah, they have. That's a good high swing by her. That's what you want her to do. CSU's got a big block. They're in front of you. Hit it off the top of their hands. That's a good kill from her.
And again, we have not seen the senior setter for Denver, Bailey Karst, out with injury tonight. Doesn't matter who you're rooting for, you hate to see that for a senior not getting a chance to be in this match tonight, and in a setter position, a key hole. But that's another tribute to how well Denver played in the first set. They're going to give up a point there to go down 15-8 here in set 2.
Yeah, they really have rebounded pretty well from that loss.
Khaleesi. Great serve. And again, puts the Pioneers into a mess. Can I keep this ball, or do I have to get this back?
Yeah.
Throw that to Tom Hilbert.
You've seen it just a little bit. The setter is maybe on a little bit different page than the hitter right there. Coming in a little faster, and that's why they didn't connect on that play. So you're seeing a little bit of that setter being out, affecting DU. But overall, I think they've done a nice job of handling that change.
Rams 16, Pioneers 8. Timeout by Denver. They're out of timeouts now. They've used them both. And at this point in the first set, when the Rams had 16 points, the Pioneers were right at 16 points too. This time they've only gotten half as many as Colorado State. So it's, after that tight first set, you kind of wondered which way it was going to go. Were the Pioneers figuring out the Rams and going to, again, continue to assert themselves? Or were the Rams settling in? And in set 2, it looks like the Rams have settled in.
Yeah, it definitely does look like it's going that way. They've settled in. They're doing a nice job of passing and being able to run their offense. And kind of making DU adjust more to them as opposed to them adjusting to what DU is doing.
On the staff for Tom Hilbert at Colorado State, again, 18 years for Coach Hilbert. Came to Fort Collins in 1997. That's a long time ago. And done a great job. You know, this year's Mountain West Coach of the Year, by the way, is Cindy Frederick from UNLV. You could give it to Tom Hilbert pretty much every year. They probably just kind of have to mix it up. But congratulations to Coach Frederick. She definitely deserved the honor. On the staff for Tom Hilbert, Associate Head Coach Brooke Coulter, her 3rd year with the Rams, grew up in Fort Collins, spent 4 years as an assistant at Denver from 2007 to 2010, and then joined back into the Rams program. And so Brooke, a key along the sideline, the associate head coach, and another Fort Collins area kid who has moved on to do good things at the higher level of volleyball. There is the graduate student. That is Erica Denny.
They moved her around and threw her on the slide on that one. Had a nice set by their setter. She was able to terminate. Good play by DU.
Good look at it there. Nothing Khaleesi could do. That was coming right in at the kneecap from short range. And that serve will go long. Cassidy Rook missed on it.
Yeah, that's tough after you get a nice kill like that. You're trying to build a little momentum, and then the service error really kind of puts a damper on that.
Adriana Colbert. The Swiss Army knife. And a net contact by Denver. Looks like they got Piyusha Boteyu on some contact. Tough serve. Colbert with an ace.
Right now, CSU is serving so tough that DU's having a hard time getting anything in system. Saw that on the setter when she was in the net on that last ball. That's a tough one, coming off of the tough serve. Going to bring in somebody new in the passing lanes here, see if they can change it up.
Moni Corujedo checks back in. Colbert listed at 5 feet 10 inches tall. Didn't jump serve that, just hit a laser, a straight line for that ace. Now a good approach for Jasmine Hanna. She's blocked, but it's only a temporary Band-Aid as the Rams work a great offense and Snyder blasts it.
Yeah, that's the hard thing about Colorado State. You can, contain them, but sometimes it's hard to stop them because they set one kid and then they go right back to another kid. They've got somebody across the net all the time that can terminate balls for them. Great.
Nice dig by Colbert, but she can't get to that one. Good persistence at the net by Ruth Okoye. That sends Kate Acker back to serve. The Rams in that first set, they hit 278. In this set, hitting 421. There's Okoye again, the sophomore from Aurora. Big on the last couple of Pioneer points.
Yeah, and set up by that nice serve by Acker.
Ball on the floor. There's a look at Okoye taking care of business after the good start on the serve by Acker, as Lindsay points out. Foss, good move to that ball, that pass. Got a good set away. Now gets a much more traditional set try and puts it up nicely for Snyder, who falls to the floor with a big smile on her face and tallies a kill.
Yeah, she still had a lot of power on that ball, even though she was a little off balance. That was fun to watch.
Snyder now 8 kills and no errors on 12 attacks. That's a 667 hitting clip. Right through the dig try by Kate Acker. Marley Reynolds scores, and the Rams doubling up on the Pioneers with 22 on the board. That's a bad thing for Denver. The double up means it's 22-11.
They're definitely starting to assert their dominance right here.
Free point for the Pioneers on the long serve from Caitlin Bestien. Not a bad time to cut loose on a serve. Still up by 10. Monique Domi back in. Monique from Colorado Springs and Cheyenne Mountain High School. Started at Pepperdine, then transferred back. Won 4 straight 4A state championships at Cheyenne Mountain, did Monique Domi and her teammates. Domi sets that back and missed it by that much. It was close for Cassie Baird, but a little long.
Yeah. Another good swing. Some of these balls that they're missing, they are missing by inches.
First time we've seen the Croatian Sonja Čizmić, outside hitter, a freshman from Split, Croatia. Speaks 5 languages, and right here speaks serve, up 23-12. Gets a chance to dig one up, does Čizmić. And a back row is the call. Back row attack violation, and Denver gets the point.
Yeah, Adriana was coming in from the back row, and she just stepped on that line, was barely over.
Nola Basie has the serve. Mentioned earlier, out of Lyons, Colorado. Pretty cool opportunity for Nola, playing at Denver and doing really good things for the Pioneers. And here is a net contact. So back-to-back violations for the Rams get the Pioneers within 9 points now, 23-14.
Yeah, I think she just lost a little bit of control there. She might have actually gone under the net.
Yeah, Reynolds went to the floor and had all kinds of issues up at the net on that particular try. Pioneers now hanging up 4 straight points. They got a service error from Colorado State, and then they got a couple of violations, and now they get point 15, and Tom Hilbert says, that'll do it for now. Let's take a timeout. 23-15. Rams, got to give them credit, built a huge lead. They were up 20-6 at one point, now 23-15, and you don't want to coast in intermission, but if you get that big lead, you can do some things, whether it's with serving or some rotations. And so no danger zone yet, but a good time to stop it.
Yeah, I think they've given up a couple cheap points right there that they would hope not to give up. So good timeout here. Get back, get focused, come back out on the court, finish off on a high note so that when you're going into the locker room, you can talk about things that have gone well so far for them.
Right now on the stats chart for Denver, it's Monique Domi leading in digs with 7. She's got 7 digs. That's the most of any player in the match. Jamie Kalezi has 6 digs for Colorado State to lead the Rams, and Colbert with 5 digs. In the assist category for Denver, Piyusha Boteyu, the freshman out of Euless, Texas, and Trinity High School. She has 11 assists to lead her team. And as is pretty much always the case, Deidre Foss hanging up assists left and right. She's got 21 assists as Deidre. Number 3 in the NCAA, number 3 nationally, Deidre Foss at 11.74 assists per set. So she needs 23 going into the intermission to be on pace. She's got 21 right now, just consistent, and the 3rd best mark in the country for assists per set from the senior Deidre Foss.
Yeah, you hear a lot about Deidre, and then watching her in person, she's very impressive.
That ball is not received on the serve, and there's another point for the Pioneers. 5 in a row for Denver. It's 23-16. Ace for DU and Nola Basie.
That won't make Coach Hilbert happy coming out of a timeout.
Yeah, intermission just got a whole lot more interesting. If the Rams hold on to win this set and they get a freebie there after the ace, Basie put it into the net, they're going to have some things to talk about at intermission if they can get this set point scored. They've got numerous tries. They've got, what, 8 set points available here, I think it is. So 24-16. Foss served it. And there was a touch in the back row, and the ball got down, too, from one of the officials indicating that. But the touch was clear. Denver avoids set point to close it. We'll serve again.
They've got quite a few set points here to fend off.
Got to be flawless if you're the Pioneers. They get a solid serve from Sarah Schmid. But the Rams get a nice set to Colbert. Pioneers played it. Principato had to send it over. Chance on the push there by Marley Reynolds. Pioneers still alive, and Rams dig it out. Another swing for Correjedo. She's dug again. Big dig for Denver from Sarah Schmid. Back set adjustment for Colbert. Long point. Tip bouncing around. Rams are going to keep another one alive. Pioneers wanted a double contact, didn't get the call. Correjedo can't end it. Punched up by Bestian. And there is the rally ender, rally killer, Marley Reynolds. On it went, and the Rams grab set point in set 2. They are clean through 2. The Rams leading at home after a 25-17 second set score. The Rams have the 2-0 margin at the intermission.
Well, they certainly had to earn that last point. That came by great defense on both teams, but CSU kept getting good swings on the ball.
Rams 25-0 this season when taking a 2-0 lead, and they're in that position right now. So Rams up 2-0 at the intermission, and again 25-0 in the 2014 season when in this position. As we get set for a halftime conversation with tonight's earlier match winner, Colorado head coach Liz Kritza is going to join us here at intermission. Want to take that chance to quickly say our thanks again to the sports information offices. Linda Sprouse carrying around her 8-month-old Lily right now and helping us out getting coach over here. For the Pioneers, Denver, their sports information contact Jessica Peterson, very helpful this week. And mentioned Nick Hallisey earlier, but can't mention him enough. Nick Hallisey was extremely awesome and always has been as the Rams SID. I'm getting cold. I'm going to put my jacket back on. It's getting cold in the gymnasium.
Right?
Let's dress back up and get a visit from probably the calmest customer in the house now, since she already got a win in the books tonight. Liz Kritza, the head coach for the Colorado Buffaloes. Coach, congratulations on the 3-1 win over Northern Colorado. So you go up 2-0. You go to intermission. We talked after your match. We talked to JT Wenger a little bit about what was talked about at intermission, but I imagine set 3 might have been exactly what you said not to have happen in the break. What did you talk about?
Exactly. We wanted to make sure that we kept the momentum and kept things going that were working in our favor. And quite honestly, credit to UNC. They came out and they really pressed us serving-wise. They made us do a couple different things defensively. And you can't get pinned in 2 rotations like that and expect to go down by that many points and have to fight back no matter who you're playing. So
I wanted to get that out of the way first. That's, maybe a little negative for tonight's match, but we talked about that. You lost the 3rd set, but UNC earned it too. They got a 26-24 win there. It was a battle. The other 3 sets you really controlled. What made you happy tonight and what you saw from your team?
I like how we came back and forth. We knew what we were supposed to do, and when you fall short and you have some sort of failure or something that goes awry, it's really important how you respond. And I think that this group of players and coaches did what we needed to come back. Obviously, we would have liked to have it in 3, but this is the NCAA tournament. Everybody comes to play. No one's going to let go of anything easily. UNC put up as much of a fight as anybody we played. So we knew that they were going to battle and they were going to keep coming back. So I'm pleased with how we came back. I'm pleased that I was able to get everybody out on the court. Everybody on my roster that's eligible to play and healthy was in there tonight. Get everybody a little tournament experience and gives us enough time to rest and turn around and play the next opponent we have, because it's only going to get tougher. Every round gets a little bit more difficult, and we need to make sure that we're prepared.
That next opponent will be tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 6:30 Eastern, 4:30 Mountain, right here at Moby Arena. Colorado is into the second round. Colorado State up 2-0 on Denver right now at intermission, so if the Rams win it, they would face Colorado tomorrow. You're into the second round for the second year in a row. After a little hiatus from the tournament for a few years, you've navigated the Buffaloes back to that position. And tonight what we saw on the floor, one thing that really stood out, I think you had 5 players in double-digit digs. Really good effort across the board from everybody in a tournament environment.
Yeah, that's something that we have to focus on in our league, and we really pressed on it towards the tail end of the season, is we have to make sure that we are giving ourselves opportunities to score points. We've got a lot of live hitters. We have some really good athletes, some players that have garnered some conference recognition and national recognition, but that really doesn't serve its purpose unless we keep the ball off the floor. And I think there's a concerted effort that we've got to make sure we keep giving ourselves opportunities in transition particularly. You
mentioned it, you referred to it, and I'm curious to know if you think it's overplayed or if it's on the mark. You've played 30-some matches now, and you go 3-1. You would have liked to have gotten out in 3, conserve a little energy. You're playing a grind in the Pac-12. What is physically, going back-to-back days here, 24 hours between your less than that by the time you finished, you're at, a 20-hour gap or so before you play again. As a coach, what's your perspective on that physically?
Physically, this is where players can earn their keep. They've got to take care of themselves. They have to prepare themselves mentally, and the physical side of it, I really rely on my staff. I've got a really great sports med strength conditioning staff who's here with us, and the assistant coaches. We really teach our players what they need to do to be at the best possible point physically when we play tomorrow. So we've had to make this turn quickly, and they've been both road matches. We've had to travel in between and play on a Friday night and then a Saturday night. So it's nothing that they haven't been through. It's difficult for everybody, but really I think this is what tournament play is about. It's not just playing one type of opponent and being able to take a breath. You really can't. You've got to prepare your team and understand you can only play one match at a time, but intelligently in our preparation, we had to make sure that we were not taxing our players too much early in the week to make sure that they have fresh legs and they're ready to go, because like I said, every round gets more and more difficult.
Good point. The Pac-12, that is a benefit of your schedule. You do get some back-to-back. Some conferences don't do that, but you get some back-to-back, so you've been through that before. And, not only are you playing great competition, but you're playing that kind of a rigorous schedule. I guess one other upside is whoever wins this current match has a couple hours less than you to rest, so at least you got the first match. Last thing I want to ask you about, Coach, it's Liz Kritza from Colorado, victorious tonight. The Buffaloes move on to round 2. You're a Colorado kid, St. Mary's High School, Colorado Springs. We've got a lot of Colorado Springs represented around here tonight, so even we got the state of Colorado, and then you got your hometown. You get a kind of, a little love for that too. But the experience here hosting the 4 teams from Colorado in the sub-regional, what does it mean to you as a player who came through Colorado?
It's fantastic. I think back in the day when I was playing, to be able as a young player to have this type of environment, to have this type of volleyball being played just up the road would have been great. Great as a high school kid coming up. I said this in the press conference right after. I had 3 of my players there, all Colorado natives, and it's really neat. We all look up in the stands. I see my former club coaches. I see officials that I've known. I see, reporters. I see my old club teammates, and it's generations of players in Colorado. So it's really a family environment. This is great for the state. I think it's great for the sport. Hopefully all the young women that are in here watching fall in love with the sport just a little bit more because of something like this. So I think it's a great sub-regional. CSU's doing a great job hosting it. There's some really good volleyball, but there's got to be just a unique line to this that doesn't exist anywhere else, to have this many teams. And really, we're also interconnected. There are tons of Colorado kids on all of these teams. So, I think everybody's representing the state really well. We're really proud to be a part of it.
In the history of the NCAA tournament, I was reading that there have only been 4 states who've ever had an entire pod of 4 in the tournament, all from the same state. California's done it before with 4 teams in one location. Texas has done it. Florida's done it. Those are known as like the 3 big, that's where you get people from. And now Colorado's the 4th to have done it. So, there's some good things happening. Coach Kritza, you got the win tonight. Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
That's Liz Kritza with Colorado. The Buffaloes represented here on our second match with Colorado State and Denver at intermission. The Rams leading 2-0 at the break. Again, DU has never won a set at Moby Arena, and they haven't done it yet tonight. They've got to do that in set 3 to keep us alive and avoid the sweep here at Moby Arena. So we'll move on to set 3 coming up as we carry on with our coverage of the NCAA tournament rounds 1 and 2. Liz Kritza is going to head back to the scouting post and keep an eye on what's happening on the court, as again her Buffaloes will play the winner of this match tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. That's Mountain Time. 6:30 Eastern Time is the final of this sub-regional. And right now, if you had to project out what it's going to be, it will be a Colorado State match.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
To get in the way before it happens.
To get a friend home safe.
And to not blame the victim.
It's on us.
To look out for each other.
To not look the other way.
It's on us to stand up.
To step in.
To take responsibility.
It's on us, all of us,
to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
However, among the coaches I asked that question to yesterday about when do you feel like you're in control of a match, Tom Hilbert leading the charge with 2-0, never enough. 2-0 up 24-0 in the third set, not enough.
Yeah, you just can never get comfortable. That's the thing. The second you start to feel that way, the tide starts to turn, and all of a sudden you see yourself in trouble. So you've definitely got to guard against that.
The Rams meeting in the middle of their side of the court. Each side of the court 30 feet by 30 feet. So 900 square feet is the measurement on your half of the volleyball court. That's roughly equivalent to the size of 2 college dorm rooms. So if you haven't had a chance to sit really close to big-time college volleyball like this and appreciate what these players do, try sticking 6 of your friends in 2 college dorm rooms and hitting a ball through there about 40, 50, 60 miles per hour and see what you can do with it. It's a tough game.
Yeah, it does put it in a little bit of perspective right there. It is nice to sit up close and see the athleticism that these girls have. It's incredible to get this view and see that.
2 dorm rooms is roughly that measurement of what you're seeing there on that half of the side of the net. Denver's going to serve to start set 3 and get a good serve from Boteyu, but the Rams find a way to play it up and play it back down for a point.
Starting off right where they left off in that second set with a nice kill from the outside.
The value of a great libero. That was a tough serve, and Khaleesi didn't make it look easy. I mean, she put big effort in, but she handled it perfectly and sent it right into what the Rams needed offensively. That return is going to sail out of bounds, and the Rams get a point on the serve by Colbert.
Getting that strong start that they look for out of the locker room.
There the Pioneers get their first point of set 3. They go to Moni Corujedo. That's been a good idea tonight. Moni having a nice match.
She is playing well. That's a nice high swing by her. That's a good way to put balls away against the Rams. She's getting a lot of swings and seems to be doing well.
Through those first 2 sets, Denver with nobody above 5 kills. They had 4 different players with 4 kills each, so the distribution was there for the Pioneers, but not enough kills to put themselves in good position at the intermission. Now they're tied 2-2 in set 3 with a point and a serve to Cassidy Rook. Khaleesi again sets up the Rams. Hannah swings it, the freshman from Arizona. And that was Antenna. It looked like a lot of pin on the swing for the Pioneers by Okoye.
Yeah, she definitely hit the antenna full on right there. Set was a little outside, couldn't recover.
Eagle Crest High School getting some good representation tonight with Bailey Karst, who's not able to play tonight but has been a key for this team. Taylor Lloyd, a freshman, hasn't played tonight, but another Eagle Crest alum, and Ruth Okoye on the court right now, also out of Eagle Crest. Kelsey Snyder's going to go to work. The Rams, it feels like this might be just a methodical third set for the Rams. They're going to just get in their sweet spot and do what they do.
Yeah, just continue to work. They're doing a nice job. You've seen them out of the middle and on the outside so far. Keep moving it around, keep swinging at balls. Just like that.
Good approach by Marley Reynolds, who gives away the credit and says, that's all you, but Reynolds pretty good on that swing. Didn't have our locker room cam or microphone tonight. Would have loved to have heard Coach Hilbert's message at halftime because they're focused. They're with it here in set 3.
They are for sure. I think that that's probably something they've talked about a lot this week. Being ready, coming out focused, playing every single point. That's got to be in the back of their minds after the last 2 years.
Tough reach by Nola Basie, but she executes it and tallies up a point for Denver. Good athletic play by Basie. Reynolds couldn't get it down. Basie gets another try and will work off the hands of the Rams. Basie scores.
Good swing by her if she gets going here. They need to continue to try and get her the ball. She's taking some nice cuts at it.
Kate Acker, the senior libero, served it. Wide to the outside, and Reynolds is right there. Good angles for Marley here in the third set. She's had some really good hitting lanes.
She really has. She's moving it around, you know, just when you think you can shut her down, taking away one angle, she hits another one. So she's pretty versatile in that aspect of the game.
Serve up from Kelsey Snyder. Pioneers get a good approach, but can't get it down. Dug by Adriana Colbert. Set over by Reynolds. Basie. Caitlin Bestien was there for the Rams. Back corner, successful.
And that just goes back to what we were just talking about, being versatile. She tips that ball deep. We haven't seen that out of her much tonight. Nice job of changing it up after bringing a lot of fire the last couple swings.
The only player in double-digit kills tonight is Marley Reynolds. She has 11 now on 22 attacks, 4 errors in there for a 318 clip. 11 kills, a match high right now for Marley Reynolds, and the Rams are going to battle that ball to the floor on the Denver side of the net.
Yeah, Marley's really having a nice match so far. Doing a good job on the outside for the Rams. We haven't talked much about it, but there's an awesome crowd here tonight. Must be fun for these guys to play at home, get to have their home fans here.
Perhaps stretching up into the darkened portions of the upper seating area. And again, expected to grow tomorrow if the Rams close out this match and play Colorado. Expecting swelling numbers here at Moby Arena. Their biggest attendance this year, a little over 7,000, just over 7,000 against Wisconsin. Potentially going to take a shot at that tomorrow night.
Yeah, this place can get rocking, that's for sure. And I think that that's definitely an advantage when you're playing in volleyball. Game momentum, and when you've got 7,000 people behind you, that helps.
Pioneers reeling them back in. Denver back within 2 at 8-6. Monique Domi served it. Reynolds got it low enough. The dig try by Acker couldn't get underneath that.
Continuing to move it around. She's hit a different spot every single time she's attacked the ball.
Deidre Foss with 27 assists is serving, the Rams setter. Tough angle for Basie. Good work to make it at least somewhat difficult for the Rams. And Denver's going to get another chance to hit. Off the hands by Basie. Foss sets middle. Tipped over by Paletto. Basie again, and back-to-back contacts by Reynolds, or a lift call actually is what they wound up with. But Basie, good persistence on the right side.
That's right. You know, she didn't look as smooth over here on the right as she does when she's swinging from the outside. But she stuck with it and was able to finally get the kill on that third swing.
Nola serves it. And with a touch by the Pioneers, that's a kill for Adriana Colbert.
That's a tough ball to defend when you're in the back row. You see that ball coming off their hands nice and flat. Good swing.
Jasmine Hanna just subbed in for the Rams, and also in Cassidy Denny, who is serving right now. Kayla Principato wide of the pin, had to angle it over, and the ball wide by the Rams is a Denver point.
Just missing there. I thought she might have gotten some hands, but I guess she didn't.
Sarah Schmid now Trying to get a few serves off here with their team down by 2. 10-8. Pioneers right with it with the Rams in set 3. They're down 0-2, and that ball was missed on the set try. Monique Domi doubled it.
Yeah, she looked like she was trying to run the offense just a little faster on that play. Just didn't come out of her hands as well as she had hoped. They're right there in this, though. This is a little closer than I think it feels like.
Jamie Kalezi. Going to give her team a chance to score on her serve with Jasmine Hanna, who went wide. Out of bounds, and a Pioneers point.
CSU needs to continue to be aggressive, keep swinging at balls, score points.
Rams now with 14 attack errors, Denver with 12 attack errors. Blocks are even at 6 apiece. Hanna accelerates on that tip, pushes it long, and Denver's going to get another try off the Rams block. And there is a good angle. Foss couldn't handle that one coming from Koruhedo.
Yeah, and that was all started by great coverage by Diu Zabero, Acra there. Allowing your team to take multiple swings by being prepared for that ball to come back off the block. Nice job by her.
Boteyu served it, and the Pioneers are going to get a point and tie set 3 at 11.
Tough ball right there. Back row attack. The ball was passed really tight. There wasn't much she could do on that play but go up for it, and she got called for it.
Timeout called by Colorado State. Rams take timeout with the score tied at 11. A couple of scores in tournament action and a couple of connections to Colorado State. BYU has advanced to the Sweet 16 with a 3-1 win over Arizona. So a Pac-12 team, Arizona, a very good team, loses to BYU from the West Coast Conference. BYU, a team that Colorado State beat earlier this year. So the Cougars have moved into the final 16. And Wisconsin, who swept the Rams here at Moby back in September, they sweep Illinois State, the Badgers do, and they also move into that final 16 team. So a couple of Rams opponents already have moved on out of rounds 1 and 2, BYU and Wisconsin. Some of the sub-regionals were played on Thursday and Friday, so tonight is the payoff night, the round 2 night for some of them. Some were played on Friday, Saturday, like this one here in Fort Collins. And of specific interest also, Texas is leading Arizona State 2-0 right now. The Longhorns up 2-0 on the Sun Devils. And the winner of that match is going to advance to Minneapolis and be waiting for the winner of tomorrow night's match here in Fort Collins. So if Texas finishes off Arizona State, currently leading 2-0, trying to get their ticket punched into the Sweet 16, then that would put one of the two teams into that Minneapolis regional that either Colorado, the Buffaloes, or the winner of this match would end up playing down the line. So it's starting to shape up.
It is. Sounds like some good volleyball going around the country. Interesting to see BYU beating Arizona in that match there.
Yeah, and if Arizona State goes out, both those Arizona schools very good this year. And that'd be a couple of the 10 Pac-12 teams getting bumped out before the Sweet 16. That ball is hammered down and effectively by Kelsey Snyder out of the timeout.
Yeah, started off with a great pass right to Kelsey like she wanted. Nice set.
Ball toward the corner is going to work. Good placement there. It's Ruth Okoye. So out of the timeout, the Rams got a point, but the Pioneers answer right back. NCAA, by the way, in the bracket, there's a look at that last point. The NCAA does spread out the conference mates and tries to not make them meet in the first and second round. So with 10 teams in from the Pac-12, I believe it was set up where they could have had 10 in the Sweet 16, but they're not going to get it as a few of their teams are getting bumped out now.
Yeah, that's an impressive amount of teams to be in the tournament. I'm sure that was tough on the committee to spread them all out.
Yeah, what if that would have happened? 10 of the final 16 from the Pac-12. That would have been something. Pac-12 hasn't won the championship, though, in a handful of years. They've only won, I think it's like one over the last 8 or 9 years with UCLA winning. It's been the Big Ten, mainly Penn State dominating. But they've got a great shot this year, the Pac-12. The Mountain West Conference has one representative in the tournament. It's the Rams of Colorado State, and they're going to get the serve back on this point.
Great swing there, going down the line. We haven't seen a whole lot of that tonight out of the Rams, so it's nice to see her change it up a little, swing down the line.
That evens the score at 13. The Summit League, their only representative, the Denver Pioneers are playing right now. The Pioneers are going to mishandle that serve receive. An ace coming from a person who can do that with some frequency, Caitlin Bestien.
Yeah, she's had a great season behind the service line, continuing on with that trend tonight.
Caitlin tied for first in the Mountain West Conference with 24 service aces, tied for the top number in the conference this year. Just got one there, and that ball is erred on the attack by Denver. Danger zone here for the Pioneers. Don't want to drop back behind the Rams into the late teens.
Yeah, they need to make sure they pass a nice ball here and point score. And that will help them.
Yeah, a little help there, making it 15-14 now, keeps the Pioneers close. Coach Jesse Mahoney, talked about him coaching in Fort Collins for 7 seasons. Told me yesterday, I'm good friends with Tom Hilbert, communicate a lot, and gets a lot of advice from Coach Hilbert as he builds the program at DU. There's a good swing for the Rams. Make a note on that. That's how you want your offense to look.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of similarities between these two teams because the coaches have worked together so much.
Good serve in from Kelsey Snyder. Pioneers play it. Passes a little long and just sails through. Foss did a good job of shielding that ball over the net. And Denver's going to take a timeout. Rams get to a 3-point advantage, 17-14, leading 2-0 in sets. Talked earlier about Brooke Coulter, the associate head coach for Colorado State. On the other side of the court tonight for the Denver Pioneers, the assistant head coach is Tom Hogan, 3rd season for Hogan. The assistant coach is Caitlin Batten, her 3rd year with Denver, and Ram fans will remember Caitlin. She finished up at Colorado State in 2010, former Rams libero, and she played from 06 to 09, graduated in 2010, and she is CSU's career digs per set leader, is Caitlin Batten, and was also Jamie Calaise's club coach. Caitlin Batten doing work on the Denver sideline tonight. Just another Ram connection. Mentioned she's the career digs per set leader, and my partner tonight, Lindsey Blavitz, then Lindsey Kerr, is 4th all-time at CSU. So Caitlin got you by a few, but both of you put in some great work on the floor here at Moby Arena. And again, Lindsey, thanks tonight for being with us tonight for this doubleheader. Good to have you along for the ride. Your sister Kelly, formerly Kerr, now Radcliffe, will be with us tomorrow night. As I understand, you got a little 30th birthday. Is it not yours, right?
No, it's not.
It's a friend, and you got some things happening that were already on the books long before this came up. So good job honoring the friend commitment.
Yes. Happy birthday to you, Beth.
So we'll get older sister Kelly. I'm sure you want us to call her older sister as much as we can, right?
She's probably older and wiser, so we'll give her that at least.
Well, good job giving her some credit for there's some value to being the older one.
Yeah.
Kelly will be with us tomorrow night. I'm Thad Anderson at Moby Arena, courtside here in Fort Collins for rounds 1 and 2 of the NCAA tournament. Rams 8 points away from a sweep of the Denver Pioneers, but DU has been game. They were strong in the first set, losing 25-21, fell back in the second set 25-17, battling here with the Rams in the 3rd set. And the Rams get an important block, Paletto and Reynolds.
That was a wall. She had nowhere to go. They were right there.
Blocks pretty even tonight. Rams, I think now with a 1-block advantage, 7-6 should be the current count. So Denver's held up all right at the net. But again, Colorado State just sort of asserting the depth and the talent pool that's been so good this year, looking for their 30th win again tonight at 29-2 into tonight's match. Of course, DU at 27-6 this season. That's a heck of a mark for them, 13-3 in league. And among their losses, they lost to Colorado State earlier. They lost to Nebraska earlier this year. They challenged themselves, too, to Jesse Mahoney's team. Pushed over by Principato. Diving through, that is Bestien. Good swing. Nice approach by Nola Basie.
Yeah, going back to what you were saying, DU has played a great schedule this year, too. So they're battle-tested. They're also preparing themselves for matches like this. And it's showing tonight. They're playing very well.
They are, and it's their first ever NCAA tournament match tonight. That's what you're watching right here. For Denver, their first ever berth in the tournament. This is their debut on the big stage at the end of the season, and they have come out and played well and Here they're not going to play that one. They got 3 punches that all went a couple of feet off the hand. You know, game try there. You saw some communication efforts and you saw some getting to the floor, but DU unable to stick that back after the swing by Alexandra Paletto. 19-16, now 20-16. Rams get to point 20 using the Paletto-Reynolds block again. Timeout, Denver.
Yeah, that combination there for CSU on the block has been pretty good. They're putting up a nice block. She doesn't have a whole lot of place to go with that ball. She's going to have to be a little bit smarter, maybe not try and put the ball straight down, swing off of hands, see if she can find a hole by tipping, something along those lines.
Pioneers out of timeouts now. Rams have 1 timeout remaining in set 3. We've talked about the celebration of volleyball in Colorado with these 4 schools, all from Colorado, getting in the tournament. And 1/16 of the tournament field represented by Colorado schools. Talking to Denver head coach Jesse Mahoney, asked him about the Crossroads tournament that takes place, the big club tournament in Denver. One of a number across the country that are those big showcase recruitment kind of tournaments, but Crossroads known as one of the best anywhere, played at the Denver Convention Center, a behemoth, played on, I think it's, 80 courts or I don't whatever the number is. It's a monster. And Coach Mahoney said, it's like 2 miles from our campus. It's a great thing for us because teams will come, play in that, and come and take campus tours. It's great exposure for Denver. And Coach Mahoney gets it. He understands recruiting. He's also a likable personality, which doesn't hurt in recruiting. But having Crossroads just down the street from your campus, not a bad thing. So many players, a combination of great Colorado players, and then that mix from all over the country.
Yeah, I think he's found a great balance there. And he's very smart to use that tournament. You've got these kids coming to you. What an awesome platform you have to show off your school and what you offer as a program. I think that's something that's definitely been a benefit to probably their school and all 4 of these schools that are here.
Denver runs a quarter system, so the Pioneers are actually on break right now. They had finals right before Thanksgiving, and they go on break before Thanksgiving until January. So the student athletes have been able to just focus on the athlete part for the most part now here through both the Summit League tournament and the NCAA first ever appearance. And Denver not ready to go back to break quite yet. 2017, Rams lead by 3. Basie serving. And down that goes Alexandra Paletto, 6'3", freshman, using that 6'3".
Yeah, CSU's been very effective out of the middle, whether they're running it as a 1 or a little bit of a push 1 right there. They're doing a really nice job of getting the ball to them and having them terminate.
Pioneers trying to work the middle. They got a double contact, 22-17. Again, our congratulations to senior Bailey Karst, who's finishing up her Pioneers career. Not able to play tonight, but has had a fantastic career, led the Summit League in assists per set this season, and has been a key part of this rise for Pioneers volleyball. There's a net contact by Colorado State. Net contact gives a point to Denver. So Karst, a senior. Kate Acker, a senior. Erica Denny, the redshirt senior, graduated from Penn State, playing a year here with DU. Those are the seniors in the mix for the Pioneers. Congratulations on great careers. Looks like they might be coming to a close here in set 3, down 22-18. Not done quite yet, though. And there is that redshirt senior in the middle, Erica Denny up there with Kayla Principato, a freshman.
Yeah, I think Denny still has a few blocks left in her. Not ready to be done quite yet. That was a nice play by her.
Crowd cranking up the noise a little bit, sensing they need to help their Rams get out of here with a sweep. Don't want to risk what CU got into, giving up a set to Northern Colorado, having to fight out of 4th. But now, with the placement test passed for DU, turn off the bus. Hold on, not quite done yet. 22-20, Rams lead by 2. Rams take timeout.
I think we saw this earlier in the match. Set 2, we kind of got in a similar situation. CSU had a large lead, took a timeout, settled down, came back, and kind of asserted themselves back. So we'll look to see if CSU can do that again after this timeout.
At the 22-20 mark, Rams lead 2-0 in sets. They need 3 points to sweep and move on to round 2 to play Colorado. The Buffaloes advanced earlier tonight in the first match of our doubleheader. And closing out the round 1 action from Moby with a good crowd on hand tonight. Rams would love to see CU tomorrow. Statistically here in the third set, Denver hitting 267, Rams hitting 226. So Denver at a better efficiency mark right now, but down by the 2 points. And the blocks sitting at 8-7 for the match. Rams have one more block than Denver. In the digs category, it's Domi for Denver with double-digit digs at 11. 10 digs for Colbert for the Rams. Those are the double-digit diggers, one for each team. 33 assists for Deidre Foss tonight. And 12 kills for Reynolds, 11 kills for Snyder. The top two marks, 10 kills for Basie. 3 hitters in double-digit kills tonight in this match as we work into the deep part of set 3.
Interesting to see how close a lot of the stats are in this match.
Crowd trying to crank it back up out of the timeout. Denver has the serve, and they're going to get... They will get the ball down. Rams tried to scurry around, but a great serve out of the timeout for the Pioneers, Sarah Schmid.
And if you're a CSU fan, that is not what you wanted to see right there. They need to control this ball in the passing lanes and run some offense.
Now 22-21. Rams only up by 1. Khaleesi to Foss. To the tip over by Colbert. Another set for the Rams offense. Now Colbert will hammer at it and get it through the defense of Denver.
I like the decision by Deidre Foss right there to continue to go back to Colbert. She tipped the first one, it was Doug, and then she took a nice swing at the second ball. Nice job by those two.
Khaleesi will serve, trying to get to match point. They're one shy of playing match point, 23-21. Khaleesi. Basie received it. Correjedo hit it, and off the Rams block, out of bounds it goes. Tooling the block. Good work by the sophomore from El Paso. It's Correjedo with the kill.
Yeah, good aggressive swing by her. Using CSU's block and getting it to land just outside.
Fuchsia Boteyu leads the team with 17 assists tonight. She served it, and the flail works out for Kelsey Snyder. She had to hang up and just barely got a piece of that and sends it to match point.
Sometimes you're thankful to be lucky like that. She just hung in the air and was able to barely paintbrush that baby over. 24-22. Rams have match point on the Denver Pioneers. Correjedo hit it. Dug up. Rams with a chance. Hannah clinches the round 1 win for Colorado State. Jasmine on the left side, down with authority, and Colorado State moves on to round 2 of the NCAA tournament. After losing in round 1 the last couple of years, Colorado State earns the host, and they earned the sweep over Denver tonight. 25-22 in set 3. Rams moving on to round 2 to face their in-state rival from the Pac-12, the Colorado Buffaloes, tomorrow at Moby, 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time. Thad Anderson, Lindsey Blavitz wrapping it up from Moby Arena with the Rams winning in round 1, matching the win by Colorado, and that sets up a CU-CSU showdown in Moby on Saturday. The Rams are now 43-0 at home under Coach Hilbert against teams from the state of Colorado. Coach Hilbert, in his 18 years with the Rams, has never lost on his home floor against any Colorado D1 program. 43-0 is his mark after tonight's win over Denver. Tomorrow it'll be the 4th NCAA tournament meeting between CU and CSU. The Rams have won every one of those. Rams have a 3-0 tournament record against Colorado in the previous meetings, and another one's going to happen tomorrow. Lindsay, you mentioned it, the attendance or the crowd tonight, and the attendance turns out to be one person shy of 5,400. It's 5,399. That's the 7th largest crowd for volleyball in CSU school history. Another great number hung up, and congratulations to the support base of the Rams. And you've been through it. You've played in front of it here in Moby. It makes a difference. It matters. It does. It definitely does. It's a difference maker, and I know all of the players now and back when I played were so appreciative of everybody that would come and support us, because it sure is fun when you've got people in the stands there with you.
So on the night, the Rams hit 275. Denver hits 230. Remember, we talked about the fact that the Rams on the season were holding opponents to 137 which is crazy. That's the best, the third best mark in the NCAA. 10 different matches this season, they held their opponents under 100 hitting. Give credit to Denver. It was their first ever NCAA tournament match. They hit 230, and they battle around with the Rams. They kept things tight, especially in set 3. Set 1 was tight, too. It was 25-21 the final count, but they were right there with the Rams. Set 2 was the one that maybe got a little lopsided. Set 3, DU was down in a hole. They worked their way back. They lose 25-22, and they do get swept. They still have not won a set here at Moby in any of their appearances, but there's good things on the horizon for the Pioneers.
Oh, definitely. I mean, it was impressive to watch them out there tonight. They were right there with the Rams, and a couple different things go a different way than they might have taken a set there like UNC did earlier tonight, but you really saw the experience of CSU kind of shine through. This is there. We've been there, done that moment, and so it was nice to see them use that experience and kind of really push through this match.
Well, we're going to miss you tomorrow night. You were here for 2 tonight. You saw Colorado beat Northern Colorado, and you saw Colorado State beat Denver. That plays, I don't think anybody was odds making in Vegas on this, taking bets or anything, but that plays according to what the bracket would have said and what the predictions would have been for those teams out of the Summit League and the Big Sky, Northern Colorado and Denver. If you were coaching them and you had tonight's experience, what are you taking away? Even though you lose tonight, what do you take away?
Well, there's a lot of positives to take away for both of those teams. I think the experience that you gain from playing in the NCAA tournament is huge. You want to make that something that your team does every single year, and so to have that kind of in your back pocket, hey, we've been here before, we're playing against these teams, and playing with these teams. By no means were either of these teams swept off of this court in an easy manner. So, you take those positives away with your team. There's things you can always work on, but I think both these teams should hold their heads high and be proud of what they've accomplished, not only tonight, but throughout this entire season. Yeah, and
that's a great point. There was never a point tonight, and we didn't expect it, where you would have said embarrassed. Nobody was embarrassed here tonight at all, and that's not, I think, what anybody. You wouldn't have thought, we're not going to come in and roll. CSU wouldn't have thought we're going to come in and roll. But the Rams had swept DU earlier this year. They swept UNC earlier this year. There's still obviously a gap between the level, but the parity or the move toward parity, and these schools like Northern Colorado and Denver who are able to put these teams on the floor with a lot of Colorado kids and some young coaches who are doing some really good things. If you're a kid playing volleyball anywhere in Colorado and you get a chance to play in Colorado, think about it long and hard, because it's enticing to go somewhere else, but some of the best stuff that's happening is happening inside the borders.
That's absolutely true. All 4 of these programs have done amazing things throughout this season, seasons past, and that's definitely something. When you think about where you get to go to play, I was able to make a decision to stay home, and if so many people here supporting you, and what an awesome opportunity that we have such good volleyball here in our state that you can do that. So it's definitely a treat to get to watch all these 4 teams, and I'm impressed with everybody and excited for the match tomorrow night.
Well, we're going to wrap it up from Moby Arena. That takes us through our doubleheader tonight, and Lindsay Blavitz, again, used to call her Kerr. If you're trying to catch up, Blavitz, don't even try to spell it. Just say Blavitz, and that'll get you done. And husband Ryan and daughter Blakely at home tonight, keeping the home fires burning. So we appreciate them supporting you, getting out here, and thanks so much for coming out and doing this tonight. I think I called you up just not many days ago.
Yeah, Monday.
And you were just like you were when you were in a Rams uniform. You were game. So thank you very much. Great job tonight.
Well, thank you.
For Lindsay Blavitz, I'm Thad Anderson. The winners tonight, Colorado. The Buffaloes advanced to round 2, and the Rams of Colorado State advanced to round 2. And it's tomorrow, again, 4:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 6:30 in the Eastern Time Zone if you're on the internet watching this thing. So 4:30 Mountain is when it'll happen. It's the chance to move on to the Sweet 16 tomorrow for the Buffaloes or the Rams. Rams sweep Denver tonight and move on to that round 2. That's it from Moby. Back tomorrow with round 2 action in the NCAA tournament.